Good morning, Internet. Hello. And good morning on this Friday. Um, at least it's morning where I'm at. So I'm still sipping on my coffee I made from home. It's decaf because it helps calm my nerves. I made a iced decaf vanilla almond and hazelnut sugar-free coffee. Ugh. I am so glad Stonk makes decaf iced coffee now. Alright, let's get into the bullshit. Xbox, Microsoft, what are y'all doing? Like, for real. Like, look. This is not a video I ever thought about making a personal vlog on. Because to me, as it's been pretty obvious by the, mountain of content that I make online, I am a PlayStation, PC, Steam guy. That's my main three. I have a Nintendo Switch. It's actually the one that, the original Nintendo Switch that my good buddy Hardizak got me. So, but I play games offline on that. I mostly just play, platform games and single player games on it. I don't play online on it. I mostly play like Super Mario Odyssey or some Kirby games or just whatever I feel like at the time on my Switch. So I have an Xbox One and an Xbox 360. Granted, I need to clean up my 360 a little bit and get some games for it, but that's it. So it's pretty obvious that I'm mostly a PlayStation Steam PC guy. Xbox Game Pass, when it first came out, was a novel. A very interesting novel, but wound up becoming a very useful novel. Over time, video games themselves became more expensive. And over time, video games themselves became a lot more in depth. Not just in terms of graphics, not just in terms of fidelity, performance, characters, environment, storytelling, but video games in general kind of just became more of a cinematic, high production, almost movie budget like experience. And it's been like that for a while. But like the cost of video games and the demand for how much people want in video games went up over the years. So much so to the point that there's always been constant talks of employees having burnout, multiple studio layoffs, studios straight up just shutting down, being brought back from the dead, tax write-offs. Yeah. Needless to say, the point I'm trying to get at is, with all of this going on, Game Pass, at the time, seemed like the perfect solution. Pay a flat fee per month and have access to all these games that you could download and play as long as you wanted, for as long as you had Game Pass. Right? And sure, there were competitors to Game Pass. PlayStation Plus Premium and, the PlayStation Now when all that exists. And PlayStation Now is actually shutting down soon, which is wild because you would think it would still, would focus more on that, but I guess people just don't use it. And like you've got some stuff with like Nintendo Online where like, certain games and stuff you can download and play for as long as you have the subscription, but nothing ever quite surpassed Game Pass. Because Game Pass offered so much. Not just indie titles and small shovelwares and, third-party games from smaller studios, but they offered even day one releases on big AAA blockbuster titles and day one releases even on non-Xbox owned games and non-Xbox exclusive games that you could play right there and then the day of release and just jump right into it and just play it, have fun, and no major ties or restrictions, just that fee. And sometimes Xbox would occasionally throw you a bone and throw you some freebies as well too, just for having Game Pass. I know some people have reported buying free anime episodes of Naruto and One Piece for free, or they get a Microsoft store credit for $5, or maybe a movie rental or some weird partnership thing. But Game Pass was always a thing that was never my thing. I never had a computer or a gaming laptop to really take advantage of, Xbox PC Game Pass that could really handle, all that power and bandwidth and stuff like that. And then when I do finally get a gaming laptop, right, and it's a pre-owned one, it's an Acer Nitro, from a coworker I bought, I use that mostly for just some games I'll download off my Steam library or just off GOG or something. Maybe I'll occasionally get something off of Loaded used to be called CD Keys, now it's Loaded. But otherwise, I never really took advantage of Game Pass. It's just wasn't really my thing. I've had many friends tell me to get Game Pass, and I've never been against the idea. And I've tried Game Pass in the past. I've gotten free trials and stuff. I like it fine. But the reason why this big uproar is happening is because they announced a price increase for Game Pass that just is a little too steep at that point for consumers. So much so that even GameStop retaliated and actually got a rare pity W, if you will. I haven't done that in a while since my Twitch streams. No, it's there we go. It's that W. Because GameStop's actually selling Game Pass subscriptions still for $20 because they have them the physical cards and everything. So, and then on top of that, I hate to say it, but if Game Pass is getting as pricey as it is for consumers, why not go back to physical media? Why not go back to physical gaming? I'm not saying don't, fully jump ship. Still download stuff off the PlayStation Store and Steam and Xbox fronts and whatever. If you find that there's a convenience. If you find that that's easier for you, go ahead. I'm not saying drop ship, from digital entirely. But I am saying there's sort of an art to physical media. And I am a connoisseur of physical games. I still have, right next to me, a whole bunch of my PS4 games and steelbooks. Here, check it. So, there's some of my figurines and stuff and other stuff, but if you look closely, you can see, right, that I've got some of my PS4 games right there, some of which I haven't played and touched in a while. I forget what that one is. Stardew Valley. I've got some figurines right there, more PS4 games. I've got a couple steelbooks there in the corner, right, with some figurines. And then, if you actually look right on this side, right? Nope, let me get on this side. So right over there, right? More of my steelbooks. More of my PS4, PS5 steelbooks. I've got maybe an anime series or two over there. I got some PS5 physical games. I have a couple even Steam steelbooks. Yeah, a little fun fact. For a while, Steam actually had physical steelbooks of games that you could buy, and then in the steelbook was a Steam code for that game. So, somewhere in there. But that's the point, right? Like, you know, it may be cheaper just to kind of balance between going back to physical a bit and maybe looking into cheaper deals online for just the games themselves digitally. And look, if you're one of those people, right, that 40 bones a month basically is, you know, pennies to you and you can afford that, by all means, do whatever, spend the money. I'm not your dad. But like 40 bones is still a lot. That's if you were to spend that annually, right? Like, cuz let's even double check, right? Hang on. We're doing the math live on this. Okay, so I was wrong. It's not $40. It's like $30. But still, $30. I mean, in some cases it's probably actually like maybe 40 in like other countries and stuff. But yeah, Game Pass Ultimate is now $30. Game Pass Premium is now 15. Game Pass Essential is $10. And PC Game Pass is about 17 a month. So, $30 a month is still insane. Now, let's do 30 times 12. Yeah, $360 a year. So, like, that's, I'm just saying, $30 is a bit much. I do apologize. I thought it was 40, but it's 30. So, but point is, $30, like, that's a dinner for a couple days. $30 is already like basically half the price of like a AAA new release game. Because games now also too are going potentially to $79.99 or more. Why you could take the $30, put that towards one game that you actually really want to get and just do that. So, I don't know. Just seems weird a little bit because I just feel like, you know, between this and the price increase and the fact that there's so many layoffs and studio shutdowns and cancellations and projects being scrapped with video games nowadays, and then now you've also got your own cancellation page, you know, having straight up just a DDoS or a server shutdown. Yeah, I heard about that as well too the other day. The cancellation page, the cancellation page for Game Pass was so strong and so many people canceled the page and canceled their subscription that the page shut down. I'm just saying. I don't normally comment on this stuff, but if I'm doing personal vlogs and venting about absolute nonsense that's in the world, then I might as well just do it. I might as well just, get into the mindset of it, I guess. So, I don't know. What's the moral of all this? Fucking, I don't know. Wait till games come out and then wait for reviews before you buy a game. Don't pre-order stuff. Unless you, like, absolutely have to have, like, a super chocolatey, fudge-coated pre-order bonus thing. Does GameStop still even do pre-order bonuses? Like, remember when GameStop did, like, physical pre-order bonuses? Like, you would get, like, a cool keychain or a poster or, like a coin or some shit. I think they still do. I'm not sure. I don't know. Comment your thoughts down below. Give me your opinions. Tell me what you think of the Game Pass stuff. And PC players, tell me what you think of the price increase of PC Pass also going up a bit too. So, I don't know. What are you guys going to do as far as gaming goes? Are you going to continue to do subscriptions? Continue to go digitally one at a time? Wait till things go on sale? Buy physically? What's your game plan? I'm curious to hear what your guys' thoughts are. So, that's it. I just want to talk about that while I finished my coffee. Good coffee. I don't know. Most of the month is going to be focused on Halloween stuff, so stick around for that. Occasionally I'll throw a personal vlog or taste test here and there, but that's it. So, see ya.